This food I'm smelling smells beautiful. I have a master chef, 12-year-old in the kitchen. Told me she was gonna make dinner. I'm eager to eat it. It smells awesome. Oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna read. I just did that chakra spread, and I did forget to pull the final card, which was there's Six of Pentacles thing. It was actually talking about the oh no, I did everything. Six of Cups wants to keep flying out. Six of Pentacles just flew out again. I just want to read. I want to read the way that I read, a layered reading. Should I take these? I don't. Ooh, cayenne pepper is getting me. I have some new babies. And I want. Blessings, blessings.
Oh. Sorry.
Let me see. My babies. Now, I'm about to actually begin the shadow work videos. I won't be posting them here on YouTube because I really get into some shit. So I'm going to work on the Patreon channel that I actually have been debating about for a while. I think that's where I can actually better assist people who are doing shadow work, where it's not, it's a more enclosed group, and it's not necessarily just open to public reading and analysis of the things that you actually want to share about your particular journey. And I think discretion, especially with this type of work, discretion and confidentiality is something that. Can you bring me one? Mm-hmm. Discretion and confidentiality is something that is lacking nowadays. I mean,
I regret the cayenne pepper.
it's gonna taste great. You can't heat up pepper. The capsaicin is active with heat. That's why peppers are hotter when you heat them. And cayenne peppers in folk.
I remember that.
So, I mean, just being in the position I'm in, there's a certain degree of privacy that I feel that my viewers need, especially if they want to speak to me one-on-one. I answer. Like, I just, the other night, I was looking back to how many comments my channel had that I hadn't seen. I'm like, yo, that's what the retrograde does for me. I end up seeing emails and stuff I haven't seen that were sent to me a while ago. This is when I catch up on information that I looked over or I missed, okay? So thank you to everybody who has commented, who has viewed, who has, you know what I mean, added value to this channel. The reason why I keep coming back, I started in 2016, I'm still here. I've just been backing up a little bit because I see a lot of misinformation. I didn't want to be caught in the mix of it. You know what I mean? I really do study the shit that I do. Before I came on screen, I had cards. I was doing readings. This wasn't something I was like, oh, that'd be fun to do. This is something I was initiated into. My journey started years ago. So as my relationship with this tool deepens, because it's multi-layered, okay? Multi-layered. As my understanding of these layers and the intricate details that are actually hidden, I come into a better understanding of my journey to be able to actually convey what the fuck is happening. So that's why I may spend an hour on a fucking reading with these little bit of cards I've got. There's so much information that's packed in one fucking card. And the long readings, they deter people. And I'm glad for it. If you don't have time, I don't care. But I'm gonna record and I'm gonna get the message out. I'm trying to breathe with this cayenne pepper in my throat. So my sparkling water when we get started. Because I've got these Angelarium cards. I've been working with archangels as well as my spirit guides. And they've been taking me places I never thought I'd go. So these seemed very appropriate. When people only see angels and archangels and as these, they have misconceptions about who they are, what they do. Because they ass can be savage too, okay? Especially defending the righteousness that is the divine, okay? So they all have a purpose. The one that has come out is actually the angel of annihilation. He's kicking shit. He's killing shit that no longer serves its purpose, that is past its expiration date. This power is useful. And because it is a new deck, and I think that you could benefit, everybody can benefit from what this particular angel has to say. I am going to read what the fuck it says. I don't read booklets, okay? So this is new to me. But this one in particular, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. Excuse me. The Unmaker. A terrible sight to behold, the void eating itself and making itself anew. That which shall no longer exist is unmade by Hasmid's hands. There is something that needs to be removed. Look upon that which should not be and lose it from existence. Appropriate to me because of what I see. There's falseness here with what was and with what is. I feel that with this full moon that we're being blessed with, it's being able to see where there was a broken vision, a misconception about what was. So I think what hurt the most was mentally tying to something that was false or trying to remember it half-heartedly, where people reminisce, they only, depending on their overall belief, they will view it either in the best light or in the worst light, or they omit something. This is dissecting. this. It's really dissecting it. If there's a clog in the heart, if a person needs surgery, they're going to go in and they're going to amend it. And from then, a person can begin to heal correctly. You know what I mean? It's dissecting and really getting down to it. What was here? What was truly here? You're not there anymore, so you can only remember it from a distorted memory. Even the happy moments, they will seem far better than they actually were, and things that were negative will seem far worse than they actually were. So, sorry, I had to blow my nose. It's through sorrow and silence that a person is finally open to hear. I had the door open. I thought somebody was looking at me. But anyway, it's in sorrow when you are so isolated that you can actually hear. There is a void that takes place when you're in sorrow. When things are actually audible because there's no distraction. There is no distraction. It's a cutting away. Mm. There's a cutting away. On those days that you cannot get on social media, on those days that you cannot answer those text messages, when you just do the bare minimum, you survive the day, you go to work, you come home, and you're met with your own wisdom, your own self. And you have to ask, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck do I want? What the hell did I just come out of? And then you can hear it. You start to hear. These are realizations. Misconceptions. They debunk what you once thought love was, or health was, or abundance was, or how something great was. These myths are busted. The shit that you were taught, the path that elders walked ahead of you, taught you their ways of doing things, that was from their level of understanding. You're in a different place, though. You're in a different time. You assimilating to something that is outdated and was misguided, it's got to go. You're now being able to love for your own self, not loving in the best interest of, you know what I mean, what you're expected to love, how you're expected to love, what you're expected to do, how it's supposed to look. You're getting very clear on what lights your heart space. A lot of this shit that's in there doesn't even belong to you. Taking a deep look at that. And that's exactly where you should be. That's what puts an end to the cycle. That's what puts an end to the karma. It's something that has been trailing a very long time. It started a long time ago. Now you get it. Now you get it. The sentence is over. Time served. It could have taken you 2 weeks. Could have taken you 2 years. And it could have taken your ass 2 decades. Justice doesn't bias, when it comes to you fulfilling that contract, doing what you were intended to do, fulfilling what you were intended to fulfill. Doesn't matter. Time is no object. However long it takes you, justice is patient. It'll wait. It'll keep allowing you to pay your debt. As long as you don't rehabilitate, you don't learn, you don't amend, you don't heal, that's when stuff like this has to occur. High cholesterol, clogged arteries, you don't amend it on your own. Here you go, open heart surgery. Now you have all this medication you have to take. There are repercussions for continuing an unhealthy way of thinking, living, thriving. You're just barely getting by doing it this way. Barely staying afloat. Barely keeping your interactions. Because there's so much shit. Worm moon. This looks like a parasitic situation. Honestly. Heartworms. Intestinal parasites. It's time to extract this shit, right? We're going in for open heart surgery. Open heart surgery. Energetically. Mentally. Emotionally. I'm speaking to people who have been doing the work. You might have had to take a step back. You might have felt like you were getting knocked down or wrong. Besides all the work you've been doing, it's almost as if, okay, well, shit, took 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but you're straight, you're good, because you built up so much the right way, despite having built up shit in the wrong way. You weren't completely off course, but what I will say is it derailed and it deterred. That's why it stepped your ass back just a second. You know what you're doing. You've been doing it for so long. But reevaluate why. What for? Who for? What's the purpose? Okay? You still got your 8 pentacles. Don't get me wrong. You still got your 8 pentacles. Look at that. On one hand, a lot of this to me is work that you do for other people, or the dedication to assisting other people, loving other people, helping other people. And when it comes to your own, it doesn't seem good enough. Doesn't seem like it's organized enough. It doesn't seem like it's growing. But all the shit you're doing for other people seems lined up and well produced, well received, and just given this professionalism. That should be afforded for yourself. You should be paying attention to this as well. Instead of looking at it as if it's, you're questioning if you should scrap the whole thing. No, you're good. It's just far easier to keep up with someone else's quota and their own and somebody else's expectations. Just get clear. Get clear. You have all this that you've already done. Now it's time to share. You have people willing to learn. You have enough wisdom, hermit, to teach, to show, to still learn yourself other shit. Like, don't give up. Because this has been your profession, this has been your trade. But this is your interest, and this is what you really want to invest your time and energy in, what you have been investing your time and energy in. It doesn't look like what this looks like. It's a little more organic. It's not as neat. It's not as structured. Okay? They have both been putting in work. These two aspects are the same person. This is far more repetitive. So it's easier to do over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But once this person gets tired of making the same fucking thing over and over and over and not seeing a difference, they will lose sight of what they're doing. It's when they're reaping the benefit or when they're actually seeing the impact of what they're doing. And this is the person questioning that because they're not able to see when these people get the pentacles, when they get the fruit of wisdom, when they get this seed and they start to plant their own gardens from the investment that this person has made. That's something that they have to trust, and they just have to know. Just as much as they've trusted this trade to carry them where they are now. It's time to expand the horizons. Trade. Somebody has they want to collaborate, they want to trade, they want to share. They have something that you may not have. They may want to learn how you did that. Right here, this person is actually alienated too. They're away from the things that keep them secure. They're so consumed in work. These two cards show, to me, look at that. He has a hub. The person has ample space to plant. They can help each other. Together, this is the Eight of Pentacles. Getting rid of what was for what is now. Like, is being replaced. Angel of Annihilation is really a lot of shit is actually now null and void. Null and void. Fulfilled. It's done. So there's nothing left of it, in all honesty. Oh, that's not the right ones. Damn. Ouch. That came off the top. Temperance. That's Six of Cups. Oh, there goes that Three of Swords again. Oh, wow. You got Temperance. Three of Swords. Again. King of Cups. King of Swords. Six of Cups. Temperance. This, along with, you have the combined knowledge of these two, you get this. You understand what it's useful for as well. Again, we have these two coming out. Like, this is mental and emotional maturity, discernment, wisdom. Can't live in yesterday and you can't live in tomorrow. You have to have that peace now. That is, nothing else exists. Tomorrow isn't here yet, and yesterday is gone. The only thing you have is right now. I'm wondering who's on my damn channel for these readings to be going this way. That's who I'm talking to. You need a fucking break. You need a break. You need a damn break. Your mind needs a break. Right now you're pulling back. You're in a place to receive. You've given so much right now. You gotta take a break. You gotta take a break. You're on the receiving end. You're at your wit's end. Literally at your wit's end. And there are times when I feel like this card can be somebody coming out of that mental place. But I feel like this is prior to that breaking point. Like, I need a fucking break. Before I go off on somebody, before I hurt somebody, before I make a rash decision. Because I can't afford to lose anything else. I can't afford to give anything else right now. I need everything that I have. That's exactly where you need to be in order to understand how valuable what you have to give is. So it takes to be broken down to a point like this just for a moment to feel like I need help. I need clarity. I need, and asking for the real things that you need. instead of receiving shit that you don't and saying okay about it. Fuck that. You're not accepting that no more. That was never fulfilling. That was never enough. It takes you to be broken down to this mental space to say just the honest to God truth to yourself. What you really need. What you really want. And it can be in the moment when you feel like you're about to lose your shit. When you have those thoughts and you have those declarations out loud in your privacy. I need a fucking break. I need this, that. I want this, that. And your emotions, your mind, and your spirit all agree on that. It breaks down the facade. And then you have the Three of Swords, where shit has to get annihilated in order for you to see. All it needed was you to be in complete alignment, in temperance, in balance to say, I'm not accepting that shit. I need this, and this. Now you have the Trinity all in alignment. Your body and your mind knew. That's why you have the outward manifestation of migraines, headaches, backaches, neck aches, insomnia, high blood pressure, all these physical things happening, irritations, immune system breaking down for whatever reason, however it manifested, fucking tired. You're tired. You're tired. Your mind doesn't want to lie to you anymore. It doesn't want to accept the lies that you keep telling yourself every day. You're not exhausted from the things that you do. You're exhausted from pretending to be okay with what you're doing. You can't give that energy to those things anymore because you already know better. So now this is feeling the guilt every time you don't fulfill what it is that you honestly want and honestly need. You have to take a break. It will break you down to where you get very clear in that silence, in that isolation, just so you can hear the truth. Three of Swords and the truth. Truth is all that remains. All this other shit is falsity. That's that Three of Swords. And this is where faith gets restored. Where you couldn't find it. Where you didn't see. Where you couldn't hear clearly. Endless thoughts. Fears. Guilt. It pays you nothing. It gives you nothing but more fear. More doubt. More worry. More stress. It's going to help you. It's going to help you kick all that shit the fuck out. It's got to go. We're cleaning house now. And this is help you can accept. Clear it. Let's get this shit out the way. I'm done with that. No, thank you. I don't want it. You can say no. You don't have to keep accepting. You don't have to keep accepting certain shit. And it's okay. The care that you have to give right now, you need it. You need it for you. You need to take care of self before you can give to anyone else. You need you more than they need you. Just saw that today and shit just fits so perfect. For those who need to hear it, again, you need you more than they need you. They're only responsible for themselves. They're not responsible for you. You're responsible for you. So this doesn't suffice. Hold on to your core essence. Hold on. Hold on to your core self. You have certain values and certain aspects of you that keep you whole. Though things try to chip away at you. Get back to the bare minimum. That's what this break is for. So you can really see what remains. Okay? Off the top. Because what happens when you say you don't want this and you speak up about that, or somebody realizes and they're peeping game that you're not taking that, there's this energy that you go through. And that's fine. Because you still have faith. It's them. They don't understand. They don't understand why you're not following blindly, why you're not accepting whatever the fuck they're trying to give, and you're no longer feeling guilty about it. Take your reprieve. Take what you have, because they're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And their thoughts are running a mile a minute now. They're probably watching you do your thing. Stay focused. You got a lot more. You got a lot more. A whole lot more. Where that came from. Stick to it. Otala. And so it is. Let him get that shit out the way. He's coming in to annihilate all of this shit here. Let him take it. Let him take it. We always talk about the energies of angels who come and bring us support and bring us healing and light and love. Let this motherfucker destroy what has to go. It's of no use to you. You've done all you can do. No fear about it. We're not mincing words. We're not regretful. We've taken part of every action and reaction. Okay? Let him take it. And he's ready. That's all he does. That is his purpose. Let him remove the obstacles and handle your lightweight. That's the best thing you can do. Yeah. Let's get it together. We getting it together. As I'm speaking, I'm hearing. As I'm advising, I'm getting counsel. You understand? These messages don't just go to you. My higher self needs me to hear this as well. That's the true intention of reading energy. Okay? So, I'm no guru. But I know what I know, if you know what I mean. You're not alone. I would never advise you to do something I could not do for myself, which kept me away from this channel for quite a long time. I had to face my demons just as everybody else has to. And there's certain times when that's just not acceptable. You can't preach to a choir and you can't sing. You can't tell them how to do what you can't do. So let's do this shit. Let's do this shit. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, how else you gonna do it? You're gonna keep throwing light on what? And there's a box of darkness in the corner. And we're gonna open that motherfucker up. See what's in it. Right? Because that's the only way to go. That's the only way to do it. We've been trying to hide from shit for so long, right? Right? No. We're going right towards it. So stick around. Let's see how things go. Because as it stands, I got some warriors on my motherfucking channel. 400 something, I guess. I don't know, I gotta look. That don't matter. Whoever's here is here. Whoever stays, stays. Whoever goes, goes. This energy, though. Oh, we're gonna transmute this shit. We're gonna take it in. What the fuck is that noise? Is there a cat outside? The cats are the indicators. When I start getting into some shit, when I start going to realms where I have to fight and have to transmute energies, the cats surround my perimeter. They assist me. They're my eyes. They're my ears. They're my protection. They're my protection. Okay? So, we got some shit to get to. Lord willing. Y'all stay with it. This is a new field. This is a new do. This is a new you. This is a new year and all that other good shit. And I believe you can do it. I mean, I know you can. Otherwise, I wouldn't be needed. I wouldn't be here. So, I mean, if there's anything specific you need me to address, we can get into it. And I'll read specifically about that subject. Now, be mindful. I'm not supposed to tell you what you want to hear. That's not how I was created. So, something you really need clarity on, let's discuss it as a collective. Because if you're going through it, there's about 50, 100 other people going through it simultaneously. And I'm just talking about on my channel, not everywhere else. So, each one teach one. Come on with your topics, with your questions, because I can get the answers, not just through these cards. So let me be that conduit. Because right now, the energy I'm picking up on randomly, some really heavy shit. Some really heavy shit my collective is going through. We can pretend we're not. It's gonna come out. So it's best if we let it out. Slowly, carefully, surely, safely. With the support of all of us assisting. You aren't going through this alone. The moment you can confront and admit that truth, the support you need comes in. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. The fear of admitting and accepting what is what keeps the fear abundant and active. The insomnia, the worry, the stress. It's when you face them that they no longer have that power. Let's do this shit. My collective, my soul group, my family, we're built a little different than the average. We have more responsibility than the average. You're not going to be normal. There's no such thing. You're very powerful. So let's cultivate that. We're not hiding who we are. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all soon.